few folks coming in. I might have to get the door down there to make sure. Brother Rodney leave already?
Yeah, he's on the phone probably. Yeah, when I seen that flyer, it said the sister said, but shoot, man, I ain't spending no money with nobody else.
Come on now.
Keep it in the family, man, please. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. You did it at such short notice.
So it's good look. Okay. All right, well, good. I wanted to make sure I represented well for you.
Yeah, it's a good look.
Okay. Now we definitely we can definitely put a whole marketing campaign down for it. So it might be T-shirts, flyers, or business cards, however you see.
Our official Peacekeepers, Flint, Michigan designer.
Let's do it.
Yeah, gonna flood the market.
Okay, all right. Peace and blessings, Miss Linda. We in here getting it set up right now.
Brother, you are in so many places. I can't figure out how you travel, man. What's been you here, nigga?
Yeah, it's so much work to be done, right? We got so much stuff that we need to be doing and trying to do, man. So I just be trying to spread it around.
I know that's right.
It's definitely a blessing and a beautiful opportunity, man. I do appreciate all the work that we contribute to doing.
Brother, you leave a footprint in the sand.
Come on, that's D right there.
You know, that's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Many people don't leave no footprint in the sand, which means they got no works.
Yeah, you right about that.
Yeah, definitely leave a footprint in the sand. And I thank God for you to get to this next level.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to require us to really change our strategy. Satan, he wants us to lose.
Yeah.
He wants the Willie Lynch to be a real, true story that we constantly perpetuate.
Yeah, I know that's been.
He wants us to. He wants to put the young against the old, the light against the dark. I mean, he wants to do that, and we quote him like we know what he said he was going to do.
Yeah,
and then go right and do it.
Yeah, you know what? There has been. I guess there's been a real issue, man. I don't understand how we can't see through that as people. Why we have to engage in that type of behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Because it's easy. Listen, it's easy to think the worst of somebody than to think the best.
All the time.
Anybody could tell you to take this building right here. It would take less the time to tear it down than it did to build it up.
It's true.
So it's easy to tear down one another. That's easy.
But we more stronger together.
Oh, ain't no question, right. Brother. God is putting us in a fix.
And then, because I know we've been covering a lot of different things this month because of Black History. But then, when you look at all the prolific figures and people that played a part, if we all had the same mindset, or at least we supported these leaders, right? Or we supported these initiatives. And that doesn't mean that, we all go agree all at the same time. But if we know how to agree to disagree, right? But then understand, staying in the vein of we staying connected regardless of anything.
That's right.
Then, our outcomes would have been favorable. We wouldn't have lost so many folks.
Oh,
the movement didn't feel like it wouldn't take so long, to really kind of see something actualized.
Well, I'm glad, Brother DeWaun, that you haven't lost your fighting spirit, because it can become frustrating.
Very much so.
You know, people that you look forward to thinking that they would you turn on you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a heck of a, it's the minister put it like this. Blessed is he who forged the way.
Mm.
Because the person that forged the way, they pay a hell of a price.
All the time.
When you seen Obama the first, he forged the way, hell of a price.
Mm-hmm.
Every great leader that we had, Rosa Parks forged the way.
Mm-hmm.
You pay a price when you forge the way.
Yeah.
You have to be a strong person to be the first, you know?
That's right.
And that's all we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Getting
all.
everything set up for you. Appreciate everybody tapping in. We appreciate everybody tapping in. We about to go live here in a minute. Well, we live now, of course. But we'll start the show here in 2 minutes.
He walking across this shit, I don't even know he was live on CNN.
Oh, you all good.
Like CNN.
That's why I have to give him a disclaimer out there. Let him.
Yeah. We call it CNN because they CNN on this.
Yeah, you're right though. It be all type of stuff going on, man. But you know, I think that's one thing, man, that I guess from just watching, you know, this movement that we find some commonalities where we can all stand strong and let's get them small wins together because they wrote the bigger ones. Right?
So, they all wins, regardless.
Yeah,
they wins.
They wins.
Detroit may not make it to the Super Bowl.
Come on now,
but to us, they already won.
You ain't lying.
So it make no daggone difference if they get the Super. They won in our eyesight.
Man, I was just glad to see them get this far, right?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
And you see, it was a certain type of energy, man. It was a certain type of energy that was carried this year.
Yeah.
And everybody came back, so that's gonna be a beautiful thing too.
Yeah. And then you see my man Killer Mike. Man,
yeah.
Come on. You say we love them. Gonna be there in that final hour.
Come on now.
Come on now. You and God.
Yeah, how it's supposed to be.
Ain't nothing they can do to get you out that fix. No, they can't. God put you in that fix. And that's beautiful because
light it up like sauce in the sauce in the sauce. We light it up like sauce in the sauce in the sauce. Fli-City got some dogs in it, dogs in it, dogs. Fli-City come off authentic, authentic. We light it up like sauce in the sauce in the sauce. We light it up like sauce in the sauce in the sauce.
My city experiencing a transition from penny pinching, maximizing our dollars, multiply triple digits. I came a long way from baby jars in a project kitchen.
I think that's one thing. Peace and blessings, everyone. Peace and blessings, everyone. You know, we're just having some surreal conversation, and I always appreciate, you know, with our conversations and what you bring to the table as far as like where we need to be, and of course some of the things that we should be aware of as as Black people in this community, our role and responsibility in our neighborhoods, right? Keeping the peace, right? Being out there on the front line, being strong man, and being visible, right? Understanding the values of what we hold, and then all of us trying to find a way to coexist together, man. I think those are the things that, every time we talk, right? Even though, I might be, going through personal challenges or, kind of trying to see the light on some different things, right? It always helps me process things through.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I can say
Praise
I can
the
say
Lord.
that in full confidence. Like, man, every time I talk to Captain Dennis, like, man, he might be speaking on something that may, you not even know what I'm, kind of navigating through, but it helps me in the process. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, man, I've been battling just in general, man. Want to give reverence to, of course, this is Black History, but Black History is every day for us,
Yes.
right? We don't want to limit ourselves to just one leap year or one leap month. In February, we're talking about celebrating what we have contributed to civilization since the beginning of times, being the Aboriginals. And I think that's something to celebrate every day, right? Don't just, think about we're going to get together for the month of February, but how do we carry out these mechanisms, these strategies of honoring, giving reverence, and paying tribute to everybody that's been a part of the culture, good or bad, right?
That's a good question, man. We Brother DeWaun, are standing on the shoulders of great men and women
Mm-hmm.
who paid a price for us.
Yes, sir.
We owe a great debt of gratitude because we have no way of understanding what they had to go through in that time.
No, not a clue.
If we just went back to dealing with Martin, can you imagine the fear of the Freedom Riders is on that bus in the middle of the night?
Mm-hmm.
They already scared to death, knowing that they going down through the South.
No, it was up. Yeah.
And they see these cars, headlights blocking the highway,
Mm-hmm.
and they looking at these ticket torches.
Yeah.
Huh? And these people coming to drag them off the bus.
Yeah.
But yet, they persevered. And you and I sit here and say, that couldn't have been me.
I know that's right.
To see Bo Connor
Mm-hmm.
and his attack dogs.
Come on now.
Dogs that's taking out the flesh of the women and the children in Selma, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
We would say that couldn't have been me.
We would say that. Not understanding the circumstances, but we would say that.
And not even going way back 300 to 400 years
Mm-hmm.
to know the torture of what the slaves went through. We would say, not me. But here we are, dear brother. You're in a studio.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is stopping you
Mm-hmm.
from broadcasting.
That's
We
right.
have no clue how many people may be listening
Mm-hmm.
and how far this is going to go.
That's true.
Because men and women paid a price for us to do this.
Yes, sir.
So what are we going to do? Are we going to waste the moments of time with this beautiful podcast
Mm-hmm.
talking about the negativity of how we're acting and why we acting that way, instead of spending this moment together to discuss how we're going to build this building?
Mm-hmm.
Not how we're going to tear it down. Not the fact that it is deteriorating, but ain't no sense tearing it down.
That's true. Right.
It's worth repairing.
It's worth repairing.
Any relationship that we have with anybody that may go on to the left
Mm-hmm.
is worth repairing.
Hmm.
Now, the question that we must ask, and this is what's so beautiful about Black History Month, the question you ask.
Mm-hmm.
Where do we go from here? We got the freedom. Nobody's stopping you.
Mm-hmm.
This social media is unbelievable. It can make you or it can break you.
That's right.
And people know Brother DeWaun or Brother Dennis from social media.
Mm-hmm.
We have the freedom to say what we want to say. And this is the beautiful thing that we need to take the opportunity to do because we got a little time to accomplish it. There was a TikTok of a white guy talking about what rap music have done to destroy black people.
Mm-hmm.
And there was nothing this white man said that was not the truth. It hurts when you hear them say it in the way that they say it and show us how they see us. We look at ourselves one way, but how do they see us? Now you got the Negroes to say all day long, well, we don't give a damn how they see us. Well, that's not true. That's not true. We do care. You do care.
Whether we know it or not, we do care.
We really, really do care.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you didn't care, then you wouldn't have like buttons on your Facebook.
That's true.
You judge people by how many likes, so you do care about those comments. You do care.
In a sense, yeah.
Because you address them.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't care, you would delete them and let's keep moving.
Even if you didn't want it. If you didn't want to address them. And sometimes, it's not even worth addressing.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And to I guess to clarify to your point, right? I think it's a thing for perspective, right? Because being honest, right? You always want folks to, at least understand from your perspective. So you'll care to a degree, like what people say about you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or
yes.
how they treat you, or how they feel towards you, right? Whether you want to say you don't or not.
Yeah, and that becomes sometimes, Brother DeWaun, as you know, the reason why I said that, it becomes a cop-out because some people think that we're trying to capitulate or please white people, and that's so far from the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what white people do with their life.
Right.
I do care what we do with ours.
It's real.
And if I didn't, I wouldn't be in this work.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like everybody else, man, the hell with them Negroes, let's go on, man, and give me a little thing on the lake and go fishing. And I don't have that spirit. The Honorable Minister Farrakhan have put his spirit in many of us around him.
Yes, sir.
I have adapted his spirit.
Mm-hmm.
He have an infectious spirit.
Yes, he does. He sure does.
His spirit is so full of love for our people that he's the kind of man that would make you go into a burning house.
Come on now.
With a gasoline jacket on to save your people.
That's right.
And I believe it's that kind of spirit, Brother DeWaun, that we all must adapt in order for us to be successful to do something for ourselves. Coming over here, dear brother, Allah put that spirit in my heart that he has put on every one of us the shoulder of responsibility. We cannot run from the responsibility that God has put on us.
No.
What white people put, what God has put on us. He had put on us the responsibility to clean up our own community. Damn. He had put on us the responsibility to stop us from killing one another.
Right. Come on now.
He had put on the responsibility of us to protect our women and guarantee our children a future free of crime, free of violence, free of drugs. He put that responsibility on you and me.
Come on now.
We cannot run from it.
And I think, you're making a valid point, right? When when you say just in general, man, it's our responsibility. I know, some people in our community, or some people just feel like they got to call on somebody else.
Yes.
Or they waiting on their savior, right? They waiting on somebody to save them. But what we got to understand, man, nobody is coming to save us, and we have been sent to save ourselves. And we have to really, when you think about that for a minute, we really have to embody that mindset. We're talking about really doing for self. And I love when the minister always talking about, what are we going to do? We ain't going to go call no police to come in our neighborhoods, but we haven't trusted since the beginning of time.
That's right.
They started off as slave patrol.
That's right.
So for them to come in our community to save us is ridiculous, right?
That's right.
We have the uncanny ability and the job to be able to fend for our community, right? Our neighborhood, protect our women and children, right? And be men, right?
That's right.
And we talk about ownership in our neighborhoods,
That's
right?
right.
If we're not protecting the interests and the properties,
come on,
and the people,
that's right,
in our community, and we not doing that, on first line defense,
that's right,
without thinking about calling somebody else, we already at a disadvantage.
We had a disadvantage. Oh, brother, you had said, oh, brother DeWaun. See, when I listen to you, I listen to you through the ear of God.
Come on now.
I'm trying to put aside ego. I try to put aside personal feelings.
Yeah.
And see the value that God has put in this wonderful human being.
Come on now.
Once you're able to see God in a man,
come on,
then you can hear God in that man. And I hear God in you. And brother, that's the kind of leadership that we need to bring up in this 21st century.
Yes, sir.
We don't need copycats. We don't need guys to come up with their vision. I don't know what your vision is. You know what I'm saying? But why don't we come up with God's vision?
Come on.
How do God vision what we doing? If we carry out God's vision, we cannot lose. Because God's vision can be found in the scriptures. How do you know God would pick up the Bible? How do you know God would pick up the Quran?
Come on.
You see?
They tell me everything. Wise man tells me, like, man, everything that you need to know is in the Bible or the Quran, right? Everything you need to know about how to look in the past, to understand where you're going in the future, understand, some of the things that was discerned at those times. That was gonna come out during these times. Right. You see all that, right? And that's in modern day today. So, and I think, we as people, we always were spiritual people. We always been spiritual.
Right? Certainly.
I think we moved a little bit away from the spirituality part, right? We just operating in the flesh. And that's why a lot of these things are taking place in this world today. That's why we kind of feel like as if, not saying that we lost people, but we're not moving in a direction where the Most High see fit for us.
One of the posts that bears witness to just what you said, I posted a week ago. Look what it says. Our drive for materialism has aborted our spiritual journey. See?
Come on now, that's real talk.
See, our drive for all the material things in life had took us away from our spiritual journey. Because both conflicts.
What we are out here for. Understanding the purpose of why we are here. It's not for all these material and these worldly values, right?
And that's what people, man, look here. I'm in it. Give me a car, get this and a big house, 5 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms.
Right. Now, even though those things is nice.
They nice.
But that's not your true purpose in life.
No.
So you're right.
No. And now we are no longer on the spiritual journey.
That's right.
We're not nursing the Bible. We're not nursing the Quran.
Right.
We ain't praying.
Right.
God is not foremost in our conversation. You may mention him at the dinner table.
That's
Let
right.
us pray.
Right.
That's about all you're going to get of God maybe at the dinner, and then sometimes you forget him there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then after a while, you find yourself with no peace. I got a 6-bedroom, I got an outside swimming pool, inside swimming pool. I got all these cars, and I'm sitting here, and I'm not happy.
All the time.
And you're not happy because you're not fulfilling the purpose that God for you. See, whatever your purpose He created for you, in that purpose and fulfilling that purpose is your happiness and your peace. It's really your happiness.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing greater than to know you're doing what God wants you to do.
Come on. Yeah.
When you do what God wants you to do, you get a feeling that's unbelievable. Yeah. So we can have a nice little house. I'm not moved by that. Yeah. Me and my wife, we have enjoyed some of the great luxuries of life.
That's right.
But they never give you happiness. Because you always not happy when you see your people not happy.
That's right.
So what good? I'm enjoying a beautiful $500,000 home. I had a home in Detroit. And then when I invite my family members, they're not looking at me with such great happiness, but they're looking at me with a jaundiced eye, jealous and envious. Because they got to go back to that one bedroom, that broken down, raggedy poopy, and that no good Negro and that no good wife, and they're not happy. Yeah. And I can see they're not happy. So how can I be happy? And I'm looking at people I love not happy. So what do? I can give them what I have. But a poor man can never help a rich man by being poor. But a rich man can uplift a poor man.
Yes, he can.
Out of his condition.
Yes, he can.
So I'm not going to give all that I got. But what I can do, I can introduce you to how I got it. Now, are you willing to pay that price? Are you willing to put your mug to the rug?
Come on now.
Are you willing to give God the glory? Are you willing to give Him the praise? Everything that you get, you say, all praise is due to Allah. If you're a Christian, you say, God, I'm willing to do that all the time. Because if you're willing to do it, look at Killer Mike. Too old. You won't be able to do it.
Congratulations to the brother, man.
Oh, no, man, salute to Killer Mike. He loved the minister. He quote the minister. And he's a very positive. See?
That's right.
But God was showing Killer Mike and all those who's been watching him. If you put your trust in me, don't abandon me. If you don't abandon me, I will not abandon you. Why do you think the minister is as successful as he is? Because there's nothing that comes out of his mouth about God being in that conversation. Nothing.
That is true.
Nothing.
That's right.
He applies God to everything. How do I know? I walk with him.
That's right.
How could Brother Dennis walk with such a brilliant man and don't become affected by it?
It's going to rub off on you.
No question.
For sure. You're going to pick up some of the tidbits that's being dropped.
I hear, and we tell Brother Farrakhan stories all day long. Yeah. Every one of us got tons of Farrakhan stories.
Salute to the Honorable one.
Oh, no question. Getting them ready for Savior's Day. May God give the minister peace and comfort. Yes, but what good that we follow such a great man. And we're looking at his footprints in the sand. And we ain't made none of our own. That's the whole story of Jesus. He had disciples with him. But they couldn't make the blind sing because they had no faith. They couldn't make the lame walk because they had no faith. They watched him do it. They prayed for him. Hosanna. Go ahead, brother minister, teach.
Right.
Hey, that minister, Jesus, bad dude, ain't he?
Right.
But they didn't have the power.
Come on now.
To do what he did, even though they could have done it.
Why would, because I think that's what we're seeing today. Why you're right. If you had the opportunity and blessings to walk around with a Jesus, right, or Honorable Farrakhan, right? How do people who are around those settings don't apply that tutelage and make steps for themselves?
Because they become personality worshippers.
It's deep. Yeah.
They get wrapped up into the personality.
Mm-hmm.
And that is one of the greatest falls of any of us who walk with the minister. That we become so close to the sun,
Mm-hmm.
we become blind.
Mm.
Then we start saying, I don't have to study because I'm with the book. Why do I have to study when I'm walking with the minister? I don't need to study with him. So we neglect our own spiritual growth because we depend on let another man open that door for me, and I won't open it up for myself. The minister has proven beyond a shadow of a doubt who he believed in. And he has shown us exquisite in Master Farad Muhammad and Elijah so much that whatever he say he gonna do, my God, brother, he do it. See, what is so deep about a person like me watching him? And I watch him. I say, well, if he calls on this God, and he calls on this man, and he does it in their name, and I'm watching it, and they bless him, then the smart thing for me to do is to call on them too.
Yeah, you would think so.
If you built Farrakhan a bridge, would you build me one? If I call on you?
Yes, sir.
But he will if I'm doing the same things he's doing. So I just can't call on that God. I have to practice and put the word of that God in action.
Yes, sir.
And then, the believers and those of our people, why are we, Brother DeWaun, in 2024? Can we say we are in better condition, or do we say we are in worse? Has it been because we lack knowledge? Is the reason we don't have nothing because we don't know? There's no knowledge out there. There's no truth for us to nurse on and get us out this ignorant state. Is that the reason?
Yeah, I think.
Or is it?
I think we have access to knowledge.
Yes.
We do have access to knowledge. Are we applying that knowledge? I don't think so. Not in a manner that it really impacts us, right? That we truly identify, we truly are benefiting from the knowledge we have gained.
Yes,
right?
yes.
You got access to the internet, you got access to books, right? You got access to great wisdom and teachers. But are we taking advantage of that? That's where, and like I think when we was talking about how I think like folks just become distracted, right? Because it could be whatever the case may be. I'm trying to live day to day, right? I'm trying to, I can't see anything out of my peripheral, right? What's going on with me? Right? I may have all these different barriers that prevents me from really applying the knowledge that's being learned. Or, I might just be distracted from a woman, drugs, right? Just want to be out here with the Jones, all type of stuff, right? What's going on TV, and how they depict things. And so when I always look at our young people and always have these conversations about, where do they see things and, how do they see us as a culture and where do they see us in the next 100 years, right? They really can't see nothing farther than what's going on right in front of them.
And that's the truth.
And right.
And that's the shame, ain't it?
But it's like somewhere is a disconnect taking place.
Yes.
Where we are looking at, how do we address that disconnect? Because we got to be serious about who we are.
Yes.
We got to understand the magnitude of who we are.
Yes.
And then we have to apply ourselves to some basic principles where we operate a certain type of way. Like I love how the nation operates. I respect just even how just the military mindedness, right? The operation of how to take care of your family.
Yes.
What we eat.
Yes.
Right? What we take into our temple. All those things play a part in your order of operation. We as a group, as a collective, we have to apply those values, create a system, identify these codes of ethics, and we have to live them out.
Mm.
Right now, you got we so fragmented. Some people is doing it, and then some of us is not. So it really doesn't accumulate us to advancement or like true advancement. It's so short. It's in small increments. And I guess that's what I be having a problem with, because when we yelling Black Lives Matter and we yelling some of these same issues that been spoke on for the past 50, 60, 70 years, and we have access to all these different opportunities, and yet we don't even have the same income line as we once did during the days of Reconstruction. Think about that. You talking about the wealth gap. You talking about creating generational wealth. It's not to say that we don't have access. Yeah, they might redline us. Yeah, it's systemic racism that still play. Structural racism is still in order. But when our people back in the day, when they depended on each other, it was all we had, and they built a system that was going to work for them at that time to rise up. They did that, and it was becoming. They was becoming in office. They was in ownership. They were seeing their family thrive. You start seeing these black meccas.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What is going on with us today? It has me confused, and I'm just kind of I'm still trying to, I guess, process through it myself. But I think we have moved backwards in a sense. We driving in reverse, if you will.
You know, man, the more I listen to you, man, the more God is saying, this dude here, listen, you represent Brother DeWaun, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up your backside. This is true. God didn't give me, I'm not a stroker.
Right.
But you represent the new mind leadership that we must have in order to forge through this madness.
Yes, sir.
You have to have history. You got history, you got knowledge. You got to have the best interest in the welfare of our people, whether they old or young. You ain't proving that. You got videos where you with the old, you with the young, you with the red cups. You know, we know when you with your red cups. You with the red cups. You know what I'm saying? That's old school back barbecue red cups. You know what I'm saying?
I had a good time with the red cups.
We all do. We come from the red cup.
Come on now.
That whole thing. And you know what's so sad? Let me kind of distract. Is this boy, Capt, he trying to take and claim the Philly fade. I mean, is that absurd, brother? They want to claim, they not him, but they want to make him look like he's the author of the Philly fade.
Yeah.
And that may be good for you white folks. That's something y'all into. And even though I like his fade, but it ain't a great fade. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't a great fade.
No, it ain't great. Don't know a real good Philly fade. A good barber would take that fade apart. If the truth be told.
You're right.
Now for white folks, that's a good fade for y'all.
That's a good fade.
Yeah, it's a good fade for y'all. Matter of fact, y'all always had a fade. When you joined the Marines, y'all had a fade. It wasn't the ball fade, it was the high ball fade.
Right.
See, there's a difference between the low ball fade and the high ball fade. Anybody that knows fades know that. I make sure that I get the low ball fade.
Come on now.
The high ball fade is, you don't want the high ball fade.
Yeah, I remember that. I had some good high fades before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, you represent to me what we need as leadership. For real. I'm searching, brother. Do you know the hardest job for any great leader is to find their replacement?
Come on now, you right about that.
Brother, look in.
You right, you right about that.
That ain't easy. You know why?
Why is that?
Because they got to come with his spirit. And everybody, the minister, you look here, man, they get close. There's something that's close. But it ain't him. You know what I'm saying? He did so good. Oh, he got it. Oh, damn, he missed it right there. He missed that turn. You know what I'm saying? The minister would have missed that turn. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all. Not by a long shot.
You see? So how do you find a brother Dennis to replace?
Right.
How do you find a brother DeWaun to replace the black?
Right.
How do you find them? Because they don't have the commitment that you have, dear brother.
No, you right, bro. I'm not even going.
Once you got that kind of commitment, then my Lord, brother, then you'll find someone who can carry. Now, here's the beauty of new leadership. There's nothing wrong with the student excelling the teacher. I think that's a compliment of the teacher. If you make a student and he can't get no further than you, maybe you're not a great teacher.
That's where we stop. But that's
there you go.
The thing is, just like when you learn about those temples in Egypt, you see like King Ramesses and all the other historical figures that built out them temples when they was in power at the time. Their job was to build a temple for as long as they was in leadership, as long as they was in rulership, they would be built on that temple. And then those that's coming up after him, whether it being someone he deems necessary to fill his role, or a son, right?
Yes.
Their job is to take the knowledge and intel that they learned while they was with the man, to be able to build on top
and keep going,
and keep it going and expands.
Because they have a vision too.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? I got ideas too.
That's right. That's real. Yeah.
And see, this is where, this is me speaking. A lot of people who admires the Nation of Islam, they're brilliant people.
Yes, sir.
They may be in the entertainment world. They may be athletes. But they have this perception that when I come, I have to subordinate my ideas for the minister's idea, which is cool. But when I say subordinate, I can't bring nothing to the table. But I have to offer. Well, you ain't. Well, let me say this. I'll say what you're saying, man. But the minister, but the minister, like, damn, partner, I ain't got nothing to offer. You see, and that becomes so disheartening because that's farther from the truth.
Okay.
That ain't the minister.
Right.
That's those who want to keep you in a box. But the minister loves growth and development.
That's right.
He loved to see those who have walked with him go far because he knows that he's not the creator of that individual. And look here. And the minister knows he did not make that individual great. He know Allah made him great. He made every one of us great, dear brother, coming out the womb of our mothers.
Yes, sir.
All the nation do is polish it up.
Yes, sir.
Get all the rough edges from around DeWaun. Oh, he got the rough edges.
Yeah,
We're going to hand him over to you, Captain. Yeah. Hand him over. He cuts a lot easier. Give it to me. And polish you up. Man, I done worked with many of my years. So, yeah, Captain, This is rough. I think I'm going to retirement when I get with DeWaun. And then say, here's y'all.
Yeah.
The finished product.
Come on now. Come on now.
See, that's what it's all about.
Yes.
It's not to take away the man
Mm-hmm.
and what God made of him.
Mm-hmm.
It's to polish him up and get him ready for the big job that God has for him to do.
Yes, sir.
And don't have jealousy and enviness in it. As you polish him up, you say it to the creator. Man, he sure picked one in this one.
Yes, sir.
Man, he put some time into one.
Okay.
I've never seen that in a man before. Well, he must be really special.
Is that
and because he's really special, I got to handle him special. I can't handle him any old kind of way I want to handle him. That man is God's man. He's given him over to me as a steward. He's given followers over to ministers as a steward. Not to abuse them, not to misuse them. A true leader is one who takes you to God and leave you there. This is where we at. Brother, listen. Our brother Jaleel had just entered into our studio.
Peace and blessings, brother Jaleel.
This brother here is another brilliant leader.
Yeah.
He is one of those kind of brothers that he don't like to start something he can't finish.
That's a good trait.
Oh, it's a very good trait.
Yes.
He's a fighter. He's like you.
Yeah.
Gotta polish him up. He got a lot of rough edges, soldier.
Right.
Oh, man, he make me work hard. For real. But I love him.
That's right.
Because he's his own man.
That's real talk.
See, a real man, he knows when to speak and know when not to speak. But he don't take nothing personal if he knows what you said to him. As long as what you say to him that may be seen by others as being very destructive to him, I'm giving him 70 years of my advice.
Good advice.
I've trained men all around this country, partner. I don't have that kind of hang up.
Yeah.
I have to be able to get you where God wants you to be. Now, if I see certain flaws, I got to.
Right.
I got rid of that one. Because this is the world that will use your flaws against you.
All the time, man.
That's all they want to use.
They don't even want to look for it. You don't want to look for the good things. They
want
to look into the bad things, the flaws they can point out.
And let me tell you something. When God takes men like you and Brother John, let me tell you what we do. We're getting ready to do something in Flint, Michigan that has never been done before.
That's right.
We are forging the way of really, really addressing conflict. Let me share this with you.
Make sure you be sure, everybody out there, make sure you're tuning in with Captain Dennis Muhammad on Fli-City Blackout. We appreciate all the support. Be sure to like the show. And then if you can share it out, we greatly appreciate that as well. Please subscribe to the channel. All those things help continue to be able to provide this content, create these platforms for us to be able to have these nurturing conversations and just bringing in these light visionaries, man. So be sure to like the show, and also please share it out to your networks. Thank you.
We have people that have been watching the work that we've been doing in the city as peacekeepers. We didn't know we were being so watched.
Right.
And they approached our brother there and said, we would like to support and help you in the work that y'all doing. We thanked them. Brother Moses, what's Moses' name? Bingo, man. What's Sue's last name? Peters. These are other people, and there's a lot of supporters, and oh my God. Some, I just keep the name anonymous so that the enemy don't go after them.
That's right.
But they believe in the work that we're doing. And in this work, look at here, Brother DeWaun. We have coined the phrase, squash the beef before the grief.
Come on now.
We've coined that phrase.
That's right.
Why are what we're getting ready to do is so historic if we talk about it Black History Month? Because we don't build institutions. We don't build institutions of buildings that last after we gone.
No, we don't.
We just want everything to be about us right at that moment, and we gone. We're hoping to establish in Flint, Michigan, a center. Look at the word center. Not a room, not a building, but a center. We're hoping to find a building that we can buy. And we want to call it the Peacekeepers Squash the Beef Before the Grief. Look at this. Conflict Mediation Center.
Oh, I love it. I can see that big.
Wait a minute. Imagine a big building. You see and say, oh man, look at that.
Right.
We call it conflict resolution now. I purposely made sure we didn't put the word resolution in there.
Sometimes it might not be resolution.
You can't resolve all conflicts.
But right.
But you can mediate all of them.
Listen, right. We came to the table.
That's what we do.
There you go.
We stay with what we know.
If you can get them to the table, then you more opt to have a successful outcome.
That's my stat, man, Brother DeWaun.
I'm with that. Sometimes, yeah.
See, and that's exactly. We in the business of bringing them to the table.
That's right.
I do believe it can be resolved.
That's right.
If we willing to be honest and put aside feelings and emotions and egos before it gets to the grief part.
If you have the battle right.
You see? Because it can get to the grief part. And imagine if everybody know on the show that me and Brother Jaleel had a beef. And man, we going at each other. He on one show, I'm on the other. And one day, did you hear, man? What happened? They found Jaleel, man, slumped over in his car. Man, it probably was Captain Dennis did it. See, he had a beef. But I had nothing to do with it.
Right.
But the enemy could take him out the game and lay the gun at my doorstep. The minister told me that. And I went after Jesse. And it's not unknown. I got to tell him the truth of this story. I went after Jesse Jackson in New York.
And I thought you was right, but you know, I know sometimes our people.
I went after him, man, and made me feel so uncomfortable in Harlem. He jumped in the car, him and his crew, and took off and told the minister. But the minister called me after Jesse called him, and the minister reprimanded me for what I did. But these was his words. He said, brother, the devil could pop Jesse and land at our doorstep, and we would be living the Malcolm era.
Nah, I get what you're saying.
And I didn't think like that.
Yeah.
See, the enemy wants to use us to kill each other. All he has to do is create the conflict or keep the conflict going. So we getting ready, Brother DeWaun, to open up this mediation center. Brother Jaleel has been such an instrument, Sister Linda and the Peacekeepers here have been such an instrument in helping us to achieve this goal.
That's right.
We're going to open up this center, and what we're hoping to do, we're hoping to open up and have billboards. We have a billboard designer right now, but we're going to talk off the record with you being our man now. But
come on now.
He designed a billboard where he showed these two brothers coming at each other. One brother got his hand in the small of his back, while the other brother getting ready to go to his waist. And there's a peacekeeper between them. and it says, I am present for peace. And at the top, it says, squash the beef before, and look here, underneath the two brothers is a cat.
Mm.
So you're driving,
That's a powerful image, though.
and you see that.
Mm-hmm.
Squash the beef before it get to this part of the beef.
That's right.
Call this number. The peacekeepers want, and you may be having a beef with somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and you see that, and you say, you know what? Let me call that number. And somebody gonna pick up.
Mm-hmm.
Peacekeepers, squash the beef before the grief. Hotline. Yo, look here. I got a situation with my baby's mama and her boyfriend, man, and it's getting crazy.
Real situation.
You know, and man, you know, and I mean, I need somebody to resolve this for this get to what y'all say before it get to the grief part. You know, I mean, really, I don't want to go there, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, can anybody, just 1 second, we have some, what's your name? My name is so-and-so. We have one of our counselors call you right back.
Mm-hmm.
And then they give the call to Brother Jaleel. How you
Uh-huh.
doing, my brother? This Brother Jaleel. Yes, sir. Yeah, I called, man, because, man, this thing getting out of hand. You know, my baby mama, she done brought this Negro in charge of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna tell me how to deal with my kids. And, man, I'm telling him, man, he think I want this woman. And now, man, he threatened me. I'm not going with that.
Right.
I need somebody to sit down before we get to this gunplay.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I said, brother, if you don't mind, can I get the name? And if I could talk to the brother, he's willing to sit down, would you be willing to sit down?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm willing to sit down. And what do? He called the other individual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, y'all better get that. I'm going to twist that nigga's head. He ain't coming up here, that's my woman now. But brother, he want to sit down. Let's sit down and resolve this. Are you man enough to sit down? Yeah, sit down. When I ain't coming through that man, no, I ain't gonna be with you and him and, you know, in the room, you know, mediators.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah, I'm willing.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see what I'm saying?
I see the value in it.
Nah, we get them to the table.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I've learned, Brother DeWaun? Every man want to out in a fight. We really don't want to fight. If somebody can give me an out, I'm going to take it. So this is what we're going to be doing. And we're talking about all forms of conflict. We're talking about spouse conflicts.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about gunplay, violent conflicts.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about legal conflicts, courts, and man, you stole my rake, and man, you owe me conflicts. Where the court's gonna say, listen, why don't we send y'all down to the squat to beef before the grief? Maybe they can resolve it. The court is lined up with so many other issues.
Right.
You know, go down and see them.
Right.
But we're sitting with a center that not only are we using it to resolve conflicts,
mm-hmm.
but this center, Brother DeWaun, will be used to study what creates them.
Oh, doing research.
Oh.
Come on.
We got to do research in it.
You know, it's always connected to, like you said, there's always a reason for conflict. A lot of times, you know, with a dispute with your woman, you know, it might be situations going on in the relationship. It's something that kind of is a pinpoint issue.
Yes.
I think if we can help mediate and mitigate those issues, right, then that'll decrease the conflict that takes place in our community.
Yes.
But I see the value in having a safe space in the community with folks. It's not, you know, either side of the quarters, but it's a safe space where you come to the center and you can kind of talk about, you need to let it out. You need an outlet. You need to bounce that stuff and have these conversations and get it out your, you know, off your chest.
Guess what? We're going to have you as one of our mediators.
Oh, for sure.
See, we're going to send out very soon a private invitation. Mm-hmm. We're not even going to tell who we sending them out to.
Mm-hmm.
If you get this invitation, We're inviting you to a private meeting where you're going to be in the presence of our national man, Brother Minister Willie.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to tell us the qualification to be a mediator, because the very fact that we gave you an invitation, we're asking you to be a mediator.
Come on. Okay.
That's the reason why you got the invite. We see something in you.
Come on.
Now, how could you turn down if I send you an invitation?
Mm-hmm.
Dear Brother DeWaun, the Peacekeepers Global Initiative Squash the Beat for the Grief, inviting you to a private meeting to listen to one of our national conflict resolution mediators to discuss you being a mediator right here in Flint, Michigan. Yeah. If you choose that you want to be a mediator, RSB, let us know you want to come, because we have a little food. And then you, hey, this Brother DeWaun, I got the invitation. Yeah, you can put me down.
You're right.
So now we know. Now we're not going to tell everybody who's going to be there. But we picking everybody who we feel here have some sense of influence. Whether you have influence with the youth, whether you have influence with the elders, whether you have whatever you may have influence with.
That's right.
We got to, we pass what we think. There's people that listen to you.
Yes, sir.
And if we bring you to the table of mediation, you're a mediator, your experience can help mediate because they know you. We're going to bring barbers that have influence in this city. I'm going to find out who they are. Okay, man, everybody like my man. Everybody know him. I'm going to ask, will he be a mediator?
That's right. That's right.
Because when we get them, we need to assemble the team. Hey, listen, Brother DeWaun, we got a mediation this evening. We're going to send you the information over, and you're going to read it. There's two individuals. It's like Mission Impossible, if you choose this mission, You see?
Right.
So at least when we go in, everybody know what we're working with.
That's right. Everybody got the intel, everybody got the apps, you got the victim, the perpetrator, and you be able to kind of create a gateway to solution. You're right.
And then you can sit there and say, after we talking, as the head mediator, I like to talk to my team about DeWaun. Is anything you want to say? Yeah, Capt, I want to ask my man a question. You said the first time when we asked you that you went over to his house. But now it changed, he came over to yours. Now, which one? See, you heard, I missed that one. But mediators pick up on the little small stuff.
The details.
The
details. You're right.
Well, no, I did go over his house.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. That changes the story.
Okay.
So.
I give a little clarity.
There you go.
We got to this point. Okay.
See, that's what mediators do.
Yeah. Now, you're right about that attention to details. That it be the small little stuff.
You got to know.
Right.
And listen, man. This is the first time Flint, Michigan had anything like it.
Yeah.
It's really the only thing I see that could put us on the path of unity. Because now people see you ain't sitting beside me in front of some jive niggas, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're the real people, man.
That's right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's really sincere about mediating. We got mediation. We got to deal with the big mama drama, mama and daughter drama, father and son drama.
Oh, for sure.
There's so much that I rejected me before. But you know what? At least there's a place you can go to.
That's right.
To get it to the table.
That's right. See, I think that's what we've been missing for so long. It hasn't been a meeting ground where folks can be able to at least attempt mediation.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like folks just have to been kind of just living life and just go through it. It's kind of like growing up in trauma.
Yes.
And you never had to address it. You never addressed it. You never spoke with a mediator, never spoke with a therapist. You never took time to engage a counselor, but you just grow up with this trauma, right? It hasn't been dealt with.
Haven't been dealt.
And so you wreaking havoc on everybody.
And you keep
in the
passing
vicinity.
on, generation after generation. Anybody come involved with you?
Yeah, that's the same way with conflict that you may have with beefs in the street with folks that you may have grew up in the same area, right, or on opposite sides of the town. But you never took time to really just kind of understand what was the root of the problem. Because at the end of the day, sometimes it might not even be a problem.
Yeah.
It might be some he say, she say, whatever.
Oh, it's a third party always involved.
Right. And then now we at the point where I just don't like you. But you don't even know why you don't like this person.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And so when you gain clarity and you have conversations and you give other folks and people around, we have like a village concept conversation.
Yes.
Then that helps shed light. You're like, well, you know what, man, I ain't had no problem with you. I want to live, you want to live, and we want to be prosperous, you want to be prosperous. Let's find a way to coexist with each other.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And it'll be some incentives for folks who can work those things out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We've got to listen. Two things you got to understand.
Mm-hmm.
When you get people who can resolve their issues,
mm-hmm.
we would like them to leave that, if it's resolved, as peacekeepers.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah. Come right back into the fold. Yeah.
You relieve, help us to do what we just did with y'all.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Let's keep the peace that y'all just made.
That's right.
We can't make peace between you two and you don't keep it. So you got to become a peacekeeper with me. Let's keep that peace we just made in that room today.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a peacekeeper, right? Yeah, you're a peacekeeper, right? Okay.
Right.
That guarantees us
that
the peace. So you come into the meetings, and so we expand.
Mm-hmm.
We expand because we got more issues we have to address. It ain't gonna be just a center to deal with conflict.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a center to address every ill of our community that need to be addressed, from economics.
Mm-hmm.
It has to address violence and domestic, and it has so many issues. The last time I was on this show, I think I talked about the 5 principles of being a man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did.
It is so crucial because since I did the show, everybody has really been using that, especially the brothers, as a criteria. I just got off the phone with one of our captains in Baltimore, Brother Andrew, and he was getting ready to talk to the youth. And he wanted to call me and say, Captain, what was those 5 principles of being a man? Because I'm talking to these young men. And I want to put that in their head early in the game. So at least they know as they get older. We are out here, man, in the streets with the 1 hour power.
Come on now.
The beautiful thing about the peacekeepers is that when you see us out there,
that's right. All the time.
The people is showing us a lot of love when we out there. We spend a lot of time at the Regency. We're trying to adapt an area. I hate to call it the projects, the townhouses.
I mean, it's been a neglect, for folks in that area for a pretty long time, man. People just disenfranchised.
And we want to utilize them as a model.
That's right.
But I do believe that we can shoulder the responsibility of changing our community, brother. And we don't need nobody to do it but us. We are just letting too many things stand in the way of us achieving that goal.
Come on now.
Flint, Michigan is tired of the lack of leadership. They want unity.
I think we've been, we in a transition. We're in a transition right now. Even the folks that has been a problem, see the error in those ways.
Yes.
I've always been on a quest for unity. I think that's been,
no question about it.
You talk about principles and guiding principles. Unity is the first thing for us. Right?
Yes.
We got to be on code.
That's right.
So, and then I know along the way, sometimes you may have these spats with some of your own, right? Not to say that, nobody is not useful.
That's right.
Not to say that, you won't have problems within our own, collective. But I think more or less now it's like, you know what? Okay, I see the benefit Even if, working with adversaries, I see the benefit if we can all be on one accord. And so I even was saying, like, even this month, man, like, you know what, for anybody or folks that I may have, problems with in the past or whatever, I'm even willing to be able to have those conversations, right? To be able to have some resolve. So then that way, I don't want to be a stagnant. I don't want to be a hindrance in this community.
Come on now,
right? Because if you attack somebody love that person. I think we were talking about that one time. Like, man, I might say something about Brother Jaleel, but Jaleel got people that love Jaleel. Yeah. Right? So not only I'm talking about him, I'm talking about I'm addressing stuff to people that love him.
Yes.
So those things we really have to start looking at as saying, like, okay, if I want to be of this nation, right, I got to show I want to be of this nation.
Yes.
And adhere to some of the things that may prevent us from coming together while working on strategies that bring us together.
Ooh, I like that. While working on strategies that bring us together.
Yeah.
That's so key, Brother DeWaun, because that's where I'm at. I'm about strategies.
Yes, sir.
What is it going to take to get us to that point?
Yeah.
We at a stage right now. The minister going to be speaking February the 25th.
Savior's Day.
Savior's Day.
Yeah.
Now the magnitude of his speech and the magnitude of what he got to say is going to change the dynamics of the world, America, and the Black community. Now, people looking at me say, well, Cap, come on now. I mean, the minister, all that, but he's going to change the world. What you mean? Man, we are at the end of the wicked.
Break that down, too.
And I mean, and as he said, Stevie Wonder can see that.
February 20, what is February?
February the 25th.
25th, okay. In Detroit.
Yeah, in Detroit. And it's going to be awesome. So those who never heard Brother Minister Farrakhan, this is your opportunity, man, to hear this powerful man. Y'all Detroit, Flint, Michigan, Saginaw, man, Grand, y'all need to show up and show out. To sit there and listen and get guidance from a man of God. I got to say that. That man have stood the test of time.
Yeah.
Nobody can ever say Farrakhan's a sellout. Nobody can ever say he quit it on Black people. Nobody can ever say he down our people.
Yeah, right. You can never say that.
Look what he have done with men like myself and Brother Jaleel and many of the members of the Nation of Islam. Some come out the penitentiary, man, and live a productive life because they're members of the Nation of Islam. Where some come out the penitentiary and return back to the penitentiary. We got those, man. We're at Black folks, we're at a crossroad. This is it.
Yes, this is it.
This is our last hurrah.
We gotta really make sure that impress on folks. This is our last. This is our last run right here.
If we don't make it after this one, trust me.
Yeah, we do.
Then we would go down the history of people that was destined for doom. Then you give credence or you give justification to white people who sincerely believe that we were born. Hewers of wood, drawers of water. They really believe we was born to be slaves. They believe that. And we give validity to it by our lack of unity. And we're not standing up to protect our women. But we have the power, Brother DeWaun, trust me. I'm going to go on an all men's only tour as soon as I get my back surgery. I believe Black men are ready to stand up all across the country and take the reins. We can't depend on the police department. I just trained the Flint Police Department. I just trained the Saginaw Police Department. They're doing somewhat the best that they can do, But in reality, they can never stop crime and violence. That's the truth.
Yeah, that's the truth. We gotta know that.
And they got to know it, and we got to know it.
Anyone who can stop crime and violence is us.
It's us. And when the quicker we realize that, the faster that we will clean up our communities. Law enforcement is nothing but a support agency.
Right.
Their job is to support whatever we do in the neighborhood and make sure we're safe in doing it. But we are the key to it. Yeah. And Brother DeWaun, and I said this to you on the phone when I got to say it to everybody here, because I'm very fired up and I'm excited. I'm gonna be in the city till the 12th.
Yes, sir.
A couple of meetings I got. I love Flint, Michigan.
That's right.
You asked me why Allah chose me to come to Flint, Michigan. Well, Brother Jalil is the reason. I wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for him.
That's right.
But God put something in that brother. And ever since I've met Brother Jalil, we have had nothing but progress. Now, one of the fine lines, Brother DeWaun, and you know, everybody wants to claim the peacekeepers. But we're glad we have not took no political dollars. The man, God bless his soul, he tried to give us some money, but we didn't take it.
Okay, good. Always them come with strings.
Yeah, we try to keep ourselves independent because people want you to do their bidding. And nothing wrong with that. But whatever we get,
if the business is on behalf of the community,
we get it based upon the work that we do, not because you want to know. We have the power to say yes or no. If it's got some string attached, thank you, but no thank you.
See, that's what I appreciate about having an independent group that has full autonomy of moving the way that they want to move. Right. And that's why, you know, a lot of times you don't accept those dollars of that support because a lot of times it comes with different purse strings, and just depending on who you're working with.
Let me say this. I have 32 chapters. The source of income that the peacekeepers get does not depend on nothing come out of Flint. We have monies because I got 32 chapters. In every one of those cities, they get funding for the work we do. So it keeps us independent from having to capitulate to anybody.
I know that's right.
We don't need if you're money, give it fine. If you don't,
we're going to get our money.
Listen, when we trained the Flint Police Department, it's because that's my skill. That's what I do. I train police department. I've been doing it for 30 years. Our people would be surprised if I told them the income I make doing it. I'm not a broke man. That's my skill. That's my skill. They call me. I don't call them. Hey, Captain Muhammad, we're interested in you coming to train our men with their training. You got sensitivity training or cultural diversity training or emotional training, emotional survival training.
This ain't white people trying to train white people to work in black communities, right? This ain't that. You know?
I'm saying, and let me tell you something. And let me say those who are in law enforcement. They really not losing in the black community.
You said they not losing?
No, they losing at home.
So why the heck are they up in here?
They're losing within their own community. The police culture is a declining culture.
You're right.
You're looking at our culture, shoot. They keep their culture hidden from us. But let me tell you, they sitting on a 3-legged chair. Trust me when I say that. And all I can say is the best we can do is not only support the emotional desire of men and women in law enforcement, because there's some good ones. White, black, good ones. They join the department with most of them sincerely want to come in and make change. And there's others who got another motive. You know what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, it ain't that they get a chance to do it. It's that their own culture won't allow them to do it. The law enforcement culture, my brother, does not allow the police officer to be kind, caring, and compassionate. A friendly police officer in law enforcement
they train
is a
them.
weak one.
No, I was about to say they train them, especially in black communities. They train them because they look at black communities and black suspects as hard suspects, right? So they don't. They
gotta be hard. They can't smile.
They can't smile. They can't get close to you.
No.
They can't have no connection.
No.
You're absolutely right. It's like they here to deliver law and order. Right?
And because of that attitude, they create conflict
for themselves.
There you go.
You can't come in the community and act like that. They like we gonna respect them. We don't respect them anyway.
Yeah, that's our mama taught us that.
For sure.
We got that out there. But let me say this. This is the truth. When we go to train them, I don't train them how to relate to us.
Okay.
They don't even know how to relate to one another. Their problem is an internal problem. Because the rookie cop, the new one, has no say so. They come in the department, they see certain things they want to do, and shut up. You're a rookie.
You gotta go to the superior.
Yeah. So so what happens is they suppress. Other words, we call it the eat the young. So there can never be no growth and development. As long as the young ones who come in and want to bring change have to capitulate to the old guard. So as soon as they come out the academy, they're excited.
Think I'm about to do some good.
I learn how to talk to people. I can't wait to get my badge, my gun. I can't wait to get in the car.
You're right.
Half of those signs, all that shit you learn in the academy, throw that shit in the backseat.
Right.
And wipe that goddamn smile off your face.
Right.
And you're going to get somebody killed.
Lieutenant.
So you got the FTO, the field training officer. So now he got to walk around with a mean mug. He wants you to mean mug him.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't talk to him. He would talk, be kind. I don't work there. You can do that somewhere else, but you can't do that here.
Yeah.
So what that sergeant just did, he just took away that officer's joy. 6 months to a year, that rookie cop. His job is no longer a career. It was a career. Now it's just a job. And he's damn near counting the days. Now that cop, we call him tackle berries. That's the guy who like to have 2 guns and 2 handcuffs, and he put on his gun belt before he put on his pants, and he's at home constantly drawing the gun on himself in the mirror.
He talking about.
He can't wait to turn on the signs, and he come to work and he's cheerful, and everybody else looking at him. You know,
He talking about.
that tackle berry, he loved the job.
At one point in time, he did love the job.
See, and he'd show up, be a dead body. People, he's emotional. The family member looking at the dead, he hollering, back up. You know, Taco Berry, man, you know. Now he's good to have with you if you're in a tight squeeze now.
Yeah.
He got you pinned down. You want Taco Berry with you now. He gonna come blazing now. That's what he do. But he ain't got no people skills. So you don't put, in communities where you need people. That's my point.
Yeah,
he serve a purpose, but not in the black community. You know what I'm saying?
Not at all.
You got to learn, man. And these black police officers, oh my God.
You know, they sometimes can be worse than
bravo.
Than a lot of these white police officers.
No.
because it's a thing where they feel like they got a point to prove. You know, and then we try to look at them and you know, I understand, you know, they talk about they got to change the system from within. They got to be in the system, be able to change it. Right? But if you go in the system and you act just like them white boys, then you ain't changing nothing.
He
Right?
can't because he had to make a decision, Brother DeWaun. Is he blue? Is he black?
Yeah, that's a real decision.
And it's very real because the black ain't gonna stand with him, but the blue will.
Yeah, goddamn right.
So he turned blue. Them brothers in Memphis, Tennessee, that beat their brothers to death.
Yeah,
They went from black to blue.
you
And I
right.
want to do this. I want to give a shout out to my man, Chief Terrence Green. I heard he had surgery. I hope you heal okay, my brother.
I'm gonna ask about that.
And he had and Chief Green believed in building that relationship, and he has given me a great opportunity to train his troops. And I thank you, Chief Green. I'm looking forward to training the rest of them very soon. And you should start seeing a different attitude in how they are coming into the community. But what I want to see, Brother DeWaun,
Mm-hmm.
I want to see us focus on training our youth to respect each other. I just believe that when a man respects himself,
Mm-hmm.
it makes it easy for him to respect others.
That's right.
Our young people need to learn how to respect authority. We need to train and teach them because they have lost their mind disrespecting mama. They have lost their mind disrespecting the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
They lost their mind disrespecting the elder.
Mm-hmm.
We have a generation that have lost their mind when it comes to respecting their elders.
I agree with you, man. I agree with you. I think, you know, message to our young boys, man, right? I know we done had a hard time, man. I know we feel like, you know, we always been outcasted out. I know we don't like authority. We come up like that. We ain't had daddy in the house, so, you know, we assume the role as the man of the house, and we feel like we got a little say-so around here, right? You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. I remember coming up, you know, and, you know, my mother, you know, of course, you know, it was just us. So, you know, I had to definitely step up, you know, go get a paper route.
I remember paper route. Yes,
man, listen, she said, you got to bring some paper in the house, right? We got bills to pay, right? And you got other little siblings, right? That need support, right? So it's automatically assumed, like, all right, well, let me go ahead and do my role, right? And I grew up on the streets, and I didn't like the police. I didn't like authority in that sense of fashion. I love my mother, my grandmother, and my grandfather, right? You know, because they provided so much wisdom and nurturing that, you know, I appreciate everything that they represent. But when you living out here in the streets and you in this cold world, you get built this callous around your heart. Right? You don't even feel like you got to respect nothing, and you're gonna take everything, right? And I think that was an attitude that was breeded, you know, with a bunch of us that was growing up all in the same sector, so we all felt that way. But what I want to say for us, man, you know, there's nothing wrong to have you a mentor.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with adhering to authority, the right authority.
That's right.
One that's respected, right? You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
There's nothing wrong with that, man. You know, I have, you know, grown and learned some things along the way of my time. And it was because of the elder leadership that I had that was bestowed upon me. And I really just thank every time that they spent to me, because like you was explaining earlier, man, you rough around the edges. And, you know, a lot of us come up, we like that. We just rough around the edges. We got some good qualities. But I think, you know, we just need to be sharpened up a little bit. So I really thank everybody that took their time with me, even when I wasn't even right. Even when I probably looked at myself as a throwaway.
Go ahead.
I really appreciate those that took the time to be able to say, man, I love you enough to make sure that you don't go around these you don't find yourself in a situation or go down the wrong path, because we care for you. We want you, we value you. We want you to be the best you're gonna be. It's something that you have, you know, in this community, and we need that from you. We might not know what it is right now, right? But we're gonna make sure that we see to it. And so for us, man, you know, we want to be able to listen to each other. You know, we really strong around our peers, right? We always listen to each other. But you need to make sure that you have the respect of the elders. And the way that you have the respect of the elders, if you take time to spend with them, and then you follow through on some of the things that they teaching you. And they always said the most knowledge is in the graveyard, because a lot of folks took that knowledge to the grave.
Wow.
And they didn't give it back. So when people was in position, i.e. Captain Dennis, Honorable Farrakhan, when these folks is in position, Dr. E. Hill Deloney, when these folks is out here still spreading the message with you, willing to talk to you, willing to enlighten you and bring you up to speed on what you need to know in life, you know, that's a blessing. You know, I sit with my grandma, she's 92 years old, right?
God bless
you know, she's a black Indian down there in Mississippi. So she talk about all that stuff in Mississippi. And I'd be so mad about all the stuff that they had to go through and the challenges that they continue to go and find themselves in today. But she was saying to say, hey, you know, I want to make sure that you know, right? So you understand this knowledge. You understand, you know, the process and the things that we fought for. So then that way, you know how to operate and you carry on from here. Right? And I always find it, you know, an opportunity to sit at the feet of the elders. I'm always listening. I'm always gaining knowledge. If you stop learning, that's when it stops for you, right? So it's always something that they can tell us. It's always something that we can ask them, and they're willing to go ahead and give us the jewels and give us the game. We should be benefiting from that. Not only just not to do nothing with it. Don't just sit up there and just sit on it. Make sure that you apply it within yourself, and then you help the next generation coming up after you. So it's kind of like that continuity effect. It's a stepping stone. It's like if I'm in the range right now with my peers, it's my job to get the intel, bring it back, right? Have conversations, and then be good stewards in our areas, in our community, and then making sure these young brothers that's coming up under us, when they talk about they don't want to deal with the younger people, well, it's our job to make sure that we deal with them. It's our job to pull them to the side. Not talking about I ain't trying to be in the way. I'm trying to stay out the way. I'm trying to be in the way. You know what I'm saying? Because if we don't be in the way, then they're going to create something that may not have nothing to do with us, right? And so I do want to say, man, I do appreciate I appreciate our elders. I appreciate everybody.
You like that?
We got
you said to them youngest, man, I mean, look here, man. They call me Big Uncle.
Yes,
I love it. I love
you is Big Uncle.
Them youngest, I ain't no Big Uncle. You know, old school Uncle, listen. I was you.
That's right.
That was me, man. I was old man. Look here. And one thing about, and let me tell you why you love your uncle. See, my father expectations of me, I could never meet him. Right. So I'm always trying to meet Pop's expectation. I'm falling short. Yeah. But he the one that threw me the keys to the car. Wouldn't let me drive. That's him. We scared to drive because you popped in.
Yeah.
Shit, no, stop. And then, you ever had any wine, boy? You look like
Uncle, you know.
For real?
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, boy, you ever tried one of these? What? Shit.
I'll be like that too, though. I ain't even
man, you know.
Yeah.
Patient, man.
For sure.
Most of the thing I learned was from
He knew how to get to you. He knew how to deal with you.
Because, you know, Pops knew, you know, every man need an uncle, man. Every young man needs somebody, man. And I like what you said. To mentor you, to guide you, man. Young and man, you're not going to make it without somebody helping you.
That's right.
This is the way the world is. And the quicker you know that, the faster you can go to the next level.
Come on now.
One of the things, I want to ask you this question because you was talking. I seen it done on a barbershop talk. Okay. I thought it was brilliant. And the brother asked my sister Erica Ford this. I thought it was brilliant what he said. He says, what does the enemy fear of you? And I'm going to ask you the question. If the enemy is the enemy, what do they fear about Brother DeWaun?
I see they could fear, it could be multiple things, right? Of course, they can fear the uprising, right? The reason why I say uprising is because, you know, when you're young out here, right, you know, you got to understand how these systems and these structures are, you know, established. And you may have influence with your, you know, your peers and the folks that's around you. That could be a big threat to the establishment, right? To the game that's being played out here. And so, if you,
I want to know, don't make it general.
Okay.
I want it to be specific. I'm saying, What do they fear about you, Brother DeWaun? I know you got enemies.
Mm-hmm.
What do they fear about you?
I fear that, you know, they scared of what could be. I guess, you know, in a sense, I would say I'm unpredictable,
Ooh,
right?
ooh,
And so, if you let DeWaun in,
come on now.
what you think might happen?
Hmm.
Could it be beneficial or detrimental, right? And what type of impact would that look like for us? So I get a lot of pushback. I get a lot of, I do have a lot of enemies. I do got a lot of adversaries, right? Some that look like me, but some through this establishment, right? And they're afraid of allowing me to be at, I guess, those tables because they may not necessarily know. They know my intention, but they don't know the outcomes. And that could be very, very frightening for people who have, I guess, in capitalism around here in a way of setting a table, been benefiting for a long time.
What length will they go to stop DeWaun? Just on what you just told me. What do you think they're willing to do? Oh, and what are they doing to make sure you don't get at that table?
They shut them doors at every opportunity, shutting the doors and windows, and I think it's a thing of try to discredit. They can try to discredit you and discredits me, right? And not allow me to be at those tables of accountability. I guess weaker the light that you may shine, the shine that's in this community. Those are some of the things that they do try. But what I always say, man, I operate under a divine spirit. So
Go ahead.
even if you do try to kick me down, right, or set up blockages, right, my thing is always running through them and getting around, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm poised on the purpose, poised on destiny. No matter how long it's gonna take to get there, right? Sometimes feel like making strides as things we're doing. Then sometimes there's a lot of setbacks, but through it all, I aim to stay diligent. And I've been
that about you.
I've been the same way since I came in here though.
And they know that about you.
And they consider there's one thing they can say. They consistent about the things that he believed in and objectives that he looked to address.
Do they know and believe that you got black people's interests at heart?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, bingo.
That's it, huh?
Bingo.
Okay.
Now, I said that, and the reason that was, and you answered it great.
Okay.
Because there's an audience out there, and every DeWaun, every Jalil, there's those who are afraid of men like yourselves. And you said it. You said it because of your consistency and they're unpredictable. Man, that's a heck of a thing. You don't know what a man gonna say.
That's right.
You understand?
That's true.
If you was predictable, then they can work on you and be a step ahead of you.
That's right. You're right.
But you are unpredictable. You are you're unpredictable. So I had to ask you that because once you already know you have the enemy, you have enemies. Once you understand why you got enemies, then you tell me you know what they're going to do to stop you. We already did it. Now, all we have to do is continue to be unpredictable. Continue to be consistent. What is it over there? It's way over here. Yeah. Let's see, this is so important. I'm in the room with two men that I have great admiration for.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody know Brother Dennis, they call me Captain D.
Mm-hmm.
I stay in a captain's mode. And if anybody who knows what that means, what that is every soldier in the Nation of Islam and out that I have affected that life, they would tell you, Captain Dennis trained me.
Come on now. Come on now.
Training is so important when you try to come in, and I'm gonna get back to the word strategy.
Mm-hmm.
One thing, Brother DeWaun and Brother Jeanette, you never want to send untrained men to the battlefield.
Mm.
So you
Not
have
at
to,
all. Right.
you have to prepare the men for battle. That's why you got training.
Mm-hmm.
But we have some of the best trainers in the world. We got the minister. He's still with us.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And there is no reason why. Just the day my wife and I sit at the hotel. I'm happy to be with my beautiful queen here.
Mm-hmm.
She's not only my wife, she's my caretaker.
That's right.
She's my nurse, everything.
Come on now.
You know, I'm like my man band, you my everything.
He's right.
But brother, we turned on the minister and I typed in Brother Jaleel, make your word bond 2008.
Mm.
Oh, he spoke to the neighbors there in Michigan. Ooh, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But what you need to check out was, that was in September 2008. His Savior's Day speech of 2009. Obama just became president.
Mm.
When you go from what he said in 4 months, from September to February,
mm-hmm.
and see his language and see what he said, those are marching orders and instructions
Mm-hmm.
on how to lay the base for the future of the Nation of Islam. Now, when we say the Nation of Islam, our people thinking about bow ties and earpieces. they exclude themselves from that part.
Right.
But the minister turned to the preachers in that lecture and he said, Reverend, don't you let them take away the church and its influence
Mm-hmm.
in our community.
That's right.
That was so key because he know that the church will be used in a political arena by Obama.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing you know, they will be chasing will be those political dollars. Thanks.
What? I wanted to ask you too about this, right? You know, appreciate everybody tapping in. Got all these different questions and stuff, and I started reading some of these off.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate everybody tapping in. Please be sure to like the broadcast. So if you haven't liked the show, please like the show now. And then please share it out to your network because we are having some real groundbreaking conversation with a legend here in my eyes, man. You know, a strong mentor, a strong advocate for Black people. Just want to see us come together, right? We're talking strategies. We're trying to end the beefs. It ain't no reason why we should be still, you know, at each other's throat. And I know sometimes, you know, through life and circumstances, it be like that. But at the end of the day, you know, we got to find some type of resolve in all this. And so, you know, I commend Captain Dennis for even coming in and being this is your town too, Flint, right? This is his home too as well, right? So, you know, we just got some shaping up to do, right? We just got to be better people. You know, we want to be better for these generations coming up, man. We ain't gonna be here forever, right? You know what I'm saying? I know we leave something in place, some structures, right? Some methods, right, that folks can follow, but we ain't even got to be there no more. Then we leaving legacy, right? That's what we're trying to do now, man. We're trying to establish structures and leave legacies. And I think when we're talking about, you know, peacekeeping work, when we're talking about, you know, having strategies, when you're talking about, you know, being the example and being strong, man. Last time we was on, we talked about being strong, man. The 5 points of, you know, being better, man. You know, we got our work cut out for us. I believe in us, right, so much, and I understand that we can do those things. Is to the point now if we're gonna do it or not, right? So um, we understand what's going on. We understand the problems.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
it's like what we gonna do about it. And it's always about what we gonna do about it. Do not allow other people to come in this community
Come on now.
and tell you how to operate when we sitting up here. We can be protectors and providers for ourselves.
Yes.
We can be able to establish those type of centers to be able to have mutual grounds where folks come together and have conversation, resolve conflict. And we can always be out there on the beat our own self. We ain't gotta have nobody, you know, from outer counties to be doing this stuff, man. I'm just expecting us to step up in our roles, maximizing our efforts and being strong citizens for our culture. So that's what we're talking about here, right?
That was so
be sure to like and share the show.
That was so beautifully put. I want to say this from a very, very humble heart. God has blessed me to be in the presence of men like yourselves in this city. And I don't know why he chose to put me in Flint with my spirit. But Flint got a great history.
That's right.
And if God chose you, Flint, and he chose you, then the scripture says, how can they know unless they have a teacher, right, Brother Jalil? And what? How can they have a teacher? Unless one is sent. Unless one be sent. See, when God send you someone, he don't always send you to me. He send you one with the minister's spirit. The minister can't be everywhere. But he has made men like himself with his spirit. I come to Flint, Michigan with his spirit to do all I know I can do to help out. Those of you in Flint, Michigan.
That's right.
That we could get the training we need and take our community back. Man, I promise you, that's all. No glory in this. To God be the glory.
Come on now.
But we have to come with a spirit of God in our heart. I can't lie, family. God got to be in your heart.
That's the first step.
You got to have the spirit of God. If you don't have the spirit of God, you ain't gonna make it with us. I'm not coming in my spirit. I'm coming in the spirit of God. And God-fearing people know that spirit when they feel it and see it.
Come on now. Come on.
We can't do this without the spirit of God. You think that I could come here and don't keep God in the equation? I'll be a walking fool. And no fool need to follow anybody to think like that. But Christians, I heard the minister say this, don't let society make you irrelevant, church. I'm saying it to my Christian family. You're not irrelevant.
So why have you think that they've been able to attract more of the, I guess, the youth of today? And why hasn't the church, because you said something earlier, you saying the church played a major role in, you know, I guess a meeting ground for Black people, or just a space.
That was our organization where we met in the civil rights. It was the church.
There you go.
That we organized the strategies and the struggle
That's right.
On how we came out this condition.
Yeah.
And the Bible was the guiding map.
Yeah.
We didn't do this without the guidance of the Bible.
For sure.
We didn't do this with more guidance of the Bible than the Quran. And what has happened that we have lost it. The Bible says, if the salt lose its savory, what good is it but to be trampled underfoot? Who wants salt with no flavor? Right. Have the church lost its flavor? And have the mosque lost its flavor? It goes both ways. I believe that the church and the mosque was the balance of our community. That's the truth.
Yes,
the church had its role.
Yeah.
It was good in its history and keeping black people together.
Yeah.
And the mosque had its role.
Yeah.
And our ability to reform black men like the church couldn't do. Nobody could reform black men like the nation.
That's right.
Put the two together, my God.
That's right.
That's the power. So there's an imbalance. And until we bring the two back together, our community, we're not going nowhere without the church. We're not going nowhere without the mosque.
That's right.
We need each other. And as long as we stay in our lane and understand that, then the enemy can't come between us.
Yes, sir.
So when minister said to the clergyman, leave that faith-based money alone, because the church was the oldest institution and the most independent institution. Right. The preacher was the most independent black man in the black community.
You ain't lying. That, you talking about when they started utilizing their 501c to be able to get grant funds.
Well, that's what he gave control to the government.
Yeah, I know that.
You gave control to them. Now they dealing with taxes. Now they can dictate. Now some of you going to jail. It wasn't that way before. You sit there and fell for Satan when he took Jesus up on the mountain. Remember when he said, "Oh, this could be yours if you just bow down to me."
Right.
See? And so the minister said, "Leave the church," and that's what happened. That stimulus money. Oh, brother. Yeah. So when we look at it, we now begin to see how the nation failed, how the church failed. And when they both failed, the community failed.
Yeah.
We're not going to take one over the other. I'm saying this is Dennis talking to you today. The church and the mosque is the balance of our community. I said that. Until we get past our little petty differences, you can't love Jesus more than me. How do you know? You don't even read the Holy Quran and know our love for Jesus. There's not a Muslim, there's 1,400,000,000 Muslims. All of them love Jesus.
Come on now.
You just don't know that.
Come on now.
Your man is all up in the Holy Quran. And Muhammad is only mentioned once or twice in his own book. Now, why am I saying how God is putting this on my heart to say it?
Come on, you speaking in a divine spirit right now. You know what? I do believe that. I do believe we need the black church to play a vital role in what we're doing today. It shouldn't be just open on Sunday. It was a time when the church was open throughout the week.
Come on, man.
You know what I mean? They was doing, not only
feeding
Bible study,
man, you was feeding, you was
doing job representation, pantry. You had all these different things that were taking place at the church, right?
Man,
youth night, you know what I mean? All these different things, right?
The door was always open.
It was always open. Now it just seems like it's open on Sunday.
And look here, they closing up like Denny's is closing up restaurants.
Real talk. I'm just telling you, that's what's happening.
And once we know now, we going to. I'm excited. I see the future. So join us when you hear the peacekeepers is in the community. Stop, blow your horn. We got our orange on, we known by our signature horns.
That's right.
When you see that orange out there, there ain't a brother running from the penitentiary now. Hey, wait, brother. That ain't escapee now. from the county jail.
No, you can let him in. You can let him in.
Yeah.
Come on in, brother.
Make sure I don't say corrections on it. Make sure I say I'm present for peace on the front. All right, come on in.
You crazy. Nah, you right though.
But man,
we still gonna let the brothers in with the correction though. We still gonna let you in too. We got your back.
But ain't nobody jinx. You ain't coming in with some odds. You coming in like this. Yo, man, where can you hide me? No, we ain't, come on, brother. We ain't got no saw in the back there. Hey, man,
we got your back, brother.
I love our people, brother. I'm telling you, in Michigan, y'all special, man.
See?
I'm not saying, I know you are.
Come on now.
Watch what we do in this city. I looked at Brother DeWaun and I told him, I'm telling you, y'all would say it.
Mm.
If we don't get Brother DeWaun in a position, I know he may not like politics, but shit, let me tell you something. We need people we can trust. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We better have people we can trust.
Yeah, we need people we can trust. and as he said, consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
You know, but don't get afraid when he said he's unpredictable. Don't let that scare you. You know what I'm saying? You know, that means the enemy would never know what his next plan, because we gotta have it always getting on the news and radio and running our mouth.
Yeah.
And before we know it, the enemy already know what the hell we gonna do before we do it.
That's right.
And that's why we're not successful. We run our mouth too much.
Yeah, it's true.
Less is best.
Mm-hmm.
So one day I hope to see my brother. I can see him one day. Hey man, you know, Mayor Nelly, you my mans and them. And shout out to you, Mr. Mayor. I love you, dear brother. This is your city. I never come in your city and not honor you as the mayor. I do love you and respect you. And I think there comes a time in every one of our lives where we must begin to look for new leadership. Sometimes we never think that we can go old and we're going to always be that. That's not true.
Mm-hmm.
One thing about the political arena, it constantly changing furniture.
All the time.
It change furniture all the time.
All the time.
You know?
You see it changing now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe that we need to start looking at these youngins and start shaping some of our political youth.
Come on now.
We could do this in our barbershop talks.
Yes, sir.
When I do my barbershop, I want you with me.
Yes, sir.
We're going to go in the barbershop, talk to the youth.
Come on, let's do it.
Find out some of the leaders within them youth, see a potential. Oh, man, did you
yes, sir.
Put him into the center?
Yeah.
Guide him.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to make our own leaders.
See, that's how you have a connection to your leaders, though. Yes. If you can help massage them and nurture them, give them the keys to life, give them objectives of what we need to see as people, then they become beholden to the team and then the people. You raised up these grassroots leaders, so they don't come in with an abstract mindset. They don't come in, trying to do their own thing. They come in carrying the will of the people and the needs, and sitting at them tables and negotiating to bring it back home.
Come on now,
right? That's what it's gonna take for us to really get to the point where we can believe in our government. We respect the municipality that we coming from, right? We want to vote, right? We got to give ourselves something to vote for. Give ourselves a vision.
The new language that you hear me say, you start hearing me say, and I said it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Leave your footprint in the sand, brother.
That's right.
If we don't see your footprint, then you ain't done nothing.
Mm-hmm.
We should be able to say, oh, that's the one footprint. I can tell by them sneakers. That's the Nike you be wearing.
That's right.
That means you're doing something. Oh, that's
right.
Brother Jamil's footprint.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. He been here.
He been here.
He doing something.
He doing something.
If you ain't got a footprint in the sand,
mm-hmm.
you ain't doing nothing.
Come on now.
Leave something so people can be able to say, you was here.
Come on now.
Not in words.
Yes.
But indeed. Let me end it up. Do you have any questions before we get up out of here?
Yeah, let me pull some of these up. No, I'm about to pull some of these questions out. I meant to say them along the way, but the conversation was so rich. So they felt fell by the wayside. Um, One thing, our elders. So our elders. Let me put this up here. Um, so Baba wanted to know who in the Flint movement is helping this city hall administration, who is not helping the Flint residents with ARPA money. So just to kind of give it in, perspective. So we have the ARPA dollars here in the city of Flint. $96 million came to the city. So we were at a sum about $40 million. And mind you that they had questionnaires in the community to see, like, what's your concerns? What would you like to see? A lot of elders here in the city have tarps on their roof. You have a lot of slumlords that's out here that have families living in dire situations. And I always looked at it as a boost. If you look at what Saginaw did, they were able to put money into those properties, which raise the tax value, right? Which is a benefit for the city, right? We had $16 million that we had asked to be allocated for those initiatives. But during a council meeting, there was $40 million dollars left. They took them from the they took it from the ARPA and moved it to the general fund. Yeah, so that's where people are saying, like, oh, well, that's not what we asked. You came to the community and you asked us what we want to do with these monies because it was for us, right? We had entrepreneurs that didn't get anything, no youth services, none of those things, right? To the problems that we've always historically been facing. So what she was asking was, how are we helping the Flint residents address those ARPA dollars from the ARPA fund moved to the general fund?
It's going to help them.
Yeah, how are we going to help Flint residents, right, in that fashion?
Well, let me say this. I don't know the political landscape and all that. I know in every city, politics can become a politics. Those men and women who have been voted in to represent you, they have to answer to that.
Right.
For that kind of money to come into Flint, Michigan, I'm talking about millions of dollars.
Oh, for sure.
And nobody's seen nothing of what it done. Somebody got to answer to that. And the question I say to my elder, if you don't have no representative, then, hey, there come a time where they don't get that vote no more. I mean, it's at a point where they just got in and, there's some good men and women on city council, and of course, we know that. And there are those, man, that is being charged with tying up those funds. For whatever reason. I don't know.
Right.
Whatever reason. But the people are suffering.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. If this continue to happen, you're going to have rebellion break out in the city. For real. I mean, really rebellion break out in the city. People are tired at a time when everybody is doing bad. And you got money to free them up. But because of the political petty arguments,
that's what it might be.
You tie it up for some Robert rules. Point of order.
Yeah.
Tie up a whole council meeting.
Yeah.
Man, listen, man. Now, I'm a man looking from the outside.
Right.
And maybe that's how y'all do it here.
But
looking from the outside, that looks foolish.
Yeah, we don't even want to do it here. It's just like residents feel like we in a standstill.
That looks foolish. And that's not to throw no shade on nobody. Because your record speak for yourself. I don't have to throw shade.
Right.
The messenger said his mother told him, the minister said his mother said, you don't have to lie on nobody's son. The truth alone condemns. That is the truth. The people, our sister, just pray for change. That's all I can tell you. Allah's going to step in, and you thought you seen a crisis. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Right. No, we gonna keep the faith, man.
That's right.
I think more or less, we have, first and foremost, we have to get part of the we gotta be a part of the election process. We only vote 11% right here.
And
that play a part in why you got these
very
fair leaders in play. Yeah,
people
so
ain't voting.
People ain't voting, right? So it's a two here, right? People ain't voting, and then we get bad leadership. So if we want to change the leadership, we got to go out and vote, right? And then we got to raise some grassroots leaders, man. That's gonna really work on our behalf for the constituents.
Come on.
That's for sure. And then I know they was talking about how are we gonna squash the beef with the mayor? Because you got the mayor here in the city right now. He operates the way he operates, and it may not be conducive to everyone here in this community, right? When you are the mayor, you are looked at as the CEO of the city. So it's your job to be able to bring folks together. I will be making sure that money go out and reach every quadrant, all 4 quadrants of the city. I will ensure that, hey, we got youth services because we got to bring up these young folks, and then also taking care of our elders, right? Making sure that they don't want for nothing.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And then assembling a team to be able to tackle, the historical issues that we have. We still fighting the water crisis. Nobody has got a dime for that. Right? Nobody's been held accountable. So our morale about this has already been shot. And then we had to deal with COVID. Then we have a failing educational system. And our children are really going to Flint schools. Flint schools got about 3,000 people, 3,000 students. And you coming from a model, this used to be a model education here in this city with community schools. Now all our babies go to these outer counties, giving them out there to them, right? They being educated by the enemy. And they not coming back, right? We sending our boys that play good ball and football out to prep school. So they don't have no allegiance to the community no more. So then they get out there in them areas and they do more for that area than they did for the block they came up in. Right? Wow. So I think it's a thing where we in a transition. We don't have the economic development where you have, like at one point in time, GM and Buick had 30 shops here, 30 factories here in Flint. So everybody was working here in Flint. Think about that. Think about the tax roll that you would get from a city from having all those factories here in the community. Right? Wow. So now everybody working on the outskirts. If you're not working downtown or you're not working at one of these centers, foundations, then most of them being bussed out to 30, 45 minutes away to go work.
Brother DeWaun, to kind of get a quick, Flint, Michigan did not go into this crisis under one administration.
It did. It happened over time. Right.
And it's easy to put it and lay it at my man Neely's doorstep. Not that he didn't help make things better. Okay. But the bottom line is he has the opportunity. Now, how do we squash the beef? Well, when you do any kind of mediation, of course, we don't make that public.
Right.
Because you don't want to make it public that people that you say you would never come in the room with, you do come in the room with. You see what I'm saying? So when we talk about mediation, family, that's private.
That's right.
And I'm sure we would get to a point where that may become one of our lists. But it has to be a willingness. You can't put people together that don't want to be put together. I don't give a damn about it.
Nah, you're right.
There has to be, again, I want to say that. You can't make people like each other. So what we said is, we're not resolving the conflict. We mediation. We bring them to the table. Whether it gets resolved or not, that's another story.
Right.
All we can guarantee is that our institution that we've created, Squash the Beef Before the Grief, its whole design purpose is mediation. Period. Right. You may need mediation with your daughter, or your husband, or your brother.
That's right.
Don't just look at everybody else's mediation. You got conflict.
That's right.
We like to harp on the mayor and his conflict, but what about your conflict within your own family? Y'all can't even come together at a doggone dinner. Thanksgiving is problems. So stop putting the finger at somebody else. Now it is stopping the if what that beef is doing, stopping the progress, it needs immediate attention. I agree with you. Before there would be some grief. I agree with you. And I think there was one time, a while ago, it got violent. Or at least on somebody. So we know that conflict will lead to violence. Right. And we got to be very careful because people still out there. And they're pain. And people are mentally disturbed today, brother. You never know when somebody's gonna clock out. And this is where we're dealing with mental health issues. So we have to, I hope and pray that one day we'll get a chance, but that's on our dear mayor and whoever. That's on him. You know, and I believe he's a good man. I know he's a good man. And we have discussed certain conversations like this. I believe in God, and I believe God will resolve this. I really do. But time heals all wounds. Time heals all wounds. You can't try to heal a wound and then you still a scab up off of it. So we have to learn. We have to learn, man. Shut up and learn to at least keep our mouth shut. But we have to believe tit for tat. Well, they was on the show. I got to say my piece. So how did you hear what they were talking about me? See, we are tit for tat people. And we got to stop being tit for tat. Right. Just shut up and work on your own heart. Work on your own heart. Atone to God. Then it makes it easy for you to atone to others. That's right. Atonement is what we all need. And I believe we will eventually get it. I hope our mayor and those in the political arena will go up the road. And that's going to be a sign to your leaders. If they can't go up 30 miles to hear Minister Farrakhan February the 25th, then the question is, why are they in a leadership position when the minister is the only man that's out there doing something for black people and you can't go up there and see the minister? No, that's crazy. And every one of these who say they love the leader, they told me that I got him on my feet. I got to look at what I got the minister pin. Every one of y'all who show Captain, I'm going to hold y'all accountable. That's right. That if you ain't up there saviors, they take the minister's picture off your phone. Take the minister's picture down off your office. Because you're a perpetrator. If you love the minister like you say you love the minister, then go up there, man, and let the minister give you some medicine. Because we all sick. Captain Dennis going to give me some medicine. Right. That's the doctor, y'all. We sick as hell.
I'm sorry, Captain, but you're right though, man. We are definitely sick, man, and we do got a legend, man, that's still out here putting it down, man. And, you know, I for one, man, give reverence to that brother, and I'll be at Savior's Day, so
I know you.
You know, I'm gonna be there, man, listening and learning. But man, just to see him year after year just put it out, man, and continue to do it, you know, day to day, right? You know, and never be tired of. And I'll be hearing him when he be talking. Right? He be saying like, yeah, you never know like this, you know. And so I know you know it's inevitable. One day we won't have, you know, we won't be here, right? So I always suggest while we do have the time, while we are here, while we all in the mix together right now, let's do something about it. Let's cherish that, right? Let's be thankful for, you know, the times and the opportunities we have with one another, right? Because you know, we might be young and you might be going out the next week, right? You don't never know how this stuff play out, right? You know what I mean? And that stuff happens, right? But I want to make sure that I guess that, you know, Well, I do have the opportunity to live, breathe, wake up in the morning with breath in my lungs, right? With a renewed way of thinking,
Yes.
right? I want to make sure that I'm contributing towards the goals. I'm contributing towards, you know, working on myself, like Captain was saying. Like first and foremost, you gotta work on yourself. We can't call out everybody else's flaws, and we ain't looking at
That's
our
right.
own.
That's right.
And I have to make sure that I have to do that uncanny job to be able to keep looking in the mirror
That's
and
right.
saying like, what am I doing about myself first, right?
That's
How am
right.
I taking care of my children,
That's
my
right.
family, right? How am I making sure that they are up to par what they need to learn? And I am not just, leaving it to the phone and the iPads and all this stuff to raise my children, right?
That's
Those are our responsibilities,
That's
right?
That's
Right? So, when you talk about when you're talking about sitting at the table, I'm having these conversations with my son. My son is 15. He's starting to feel himself and smell himself, right?
Yeah.
He just broke his leg again, right? Second time, the same leg in wrestling. So he lashing out about it, right? And he heard about it, I understand. But I don't want him to conform to that way of thinking. I want him to understand that all starts with how you looking at it.
Come on,
right?
come on,
Your
DeWaun.
thoughts, right?
That's
You
right.
sitting up here feel this way, if you feel like you're down and out and done, then 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be done.
You're gonna be done.
So just like equate that to the community. If we think that it ain't no way, no light at the end of the tunnel, if we think we can't work with these folks that's in position right now, I guess enough to be able to get what we need, then we already shot ourselves down. We have to apply those same principles. We have to be able to try to go ahead and activate the spirit in the heart of our folks. Because it's like you said, it's a God that lives within us.
That's right.
We got to get to that. We can get past all this stuff, all these problems, all the exterior type of situations, right? And then get to the spirit of folks and understand that, hey, we have to do for each other. Then we can change the game ourselves, and we ain't got to be in position. We ain't got to be elected or nothing, right?
And that becomes so small.
Mm-hmm.
The minister's words one time to me, and they were saying some real bad things about me. And I said, Brother Minister, they said this, they said, oh, hush up.
That's what he said.
He said, brother, don't give attention to that.
Yeah.
It does not exist.
That's true.
It's a lie. Is it a lie to you, sir? But then why give attention to a lie? A lie is not real.
It'd be kind of hard though, Capt.
I know.
When they be saying that
that's
stuff,
human nature. That's just human. I know. It's,
you wanna respond.
Yeah. You want it right now.
Right
if
now.
I put this fist right now, Brother Minister, and this,
you know
I feel so much better.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least address it.
Yeah.
But I get what he said when it's a lie.
But when you are being prepped for God,
mm-hmm.
He does that to his servants.
Yeah.
He make them take the high road. I'm sure that nature is to do what we want to do.
Mm.
The man smacks you. You tell my man turn the other cheek. Come on, partner.
Yeah, right.
No, not me. And then if I give me my coat, give me my.
Yeah, right. It's just disrespectful.
Man, Jesus, I don't know what kind of stuff you on, partner, but I'm sorry, man. We in the hood, and
it don't work like that.
And if I let that nigga smack me, he gonna smack me again, and he don't understand.
Yeah, he don't look at it like.
No, he don't look at it. Hey, look at. Hey, Jesus, times change.
Yeah, no, that's how. Seriously,
you know what I'm saying?
They don't even understand the spirit that they got in them. Right? So he
not
even looking at how we look at it.
He look at you weak.
You real dumb.
You walk away. You gonna smack your woman. You
yeah.
smack your children.
Oh my goodness.
So Jesus, what about what Malcolm was saying? You kill my dog, I kill your cat. I can't get with that part, Jesus.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on now. That's right.
But see, the bottom line is everything is real. Yeah. And it does not take away our manhood.
Mm.
But it most certainly makes sure that we don't let nothing take away our attention from that is real. We could get sidetracked by looking at the clowns. They're not nothing but sideshow circus clowns.
Mm-hmm.
All they are is to entertain you.
That's right.
Until the real ringmaster gets in the ring.
That's true.
Now the question, so we get entertained by these circus clowns, brother.
And we be entertained.
And the real ringmaster is the devil. He's the ringmaster. We sitting out here looking at these sideshow clowns while the real ringmaster is the devil.
Yeah, man. You.
So, brother, we listen, man. I love your show. I thank you so much, brother. I mean, this is such a wonderful platform. I look forward to every time that I come to Flint, Michigan, to have such a great honor. Hey, y'all, look for the Peacekeepers Center. We're going to get one.
So when is the next peacekeeping meeting, convening?
We're going to have, we're hoping to have our next, we doing a planning. I'm going to meet with the Peacekeepers.
Okay.
2 things we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do what we talked about in somewhere in after February.
Okay.
We're going to have that private dinner.
Okay.
It's going to be a dinner, but those who send the invitation to ain't going to be a lot of people. If you got one, that means to us, we said we want you to be a meeting.
Yes, sir. Yes,
that
sir.
way, don't nobody know who everybody is. The only thing they probably know now is you. But that's about it.
Okay. Okay.
There may be some Negroes mad because you went, but anyway. But anyway, the reality is we're going to do that. And our next thing we would like to do, we're going to do our 1 hour power, but we want to do something to honor Black History Month by giving out a shout out awards to those that have done some remarkable things in Flint, Michigan.
Come on now.
And these are the unsung heroes. These are the ones that got titles and positions. That's Grandma over there on 46th Street.
Come on now.
Regulate all the young Negroes know her.
Yeah.
You know, we want to honor her.
Backbone.
Yeah,
for a long time.
she gonna slide up with a house shoe
Yeah.
to get her reward. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Grandma. All the thug niggas. Grandma.
Grandma.
Yeah, she held us down. She fed us when we didn't have no food.
Nah, I love them though.
I sit with them all day long.
Oh my God, man, she used to make sure everybody was tired.
I sit with them all day long.
Yeah.
And I mean, and every word that come out their mouth is wisdom.
And the way they put it to you.
And the way they put it to you, you know.
You gonna.
And wait a minute. To be talking to you, but paying attention to the little child over here. You know, wait a minute.
Cooking,
discipline. She talking to you,
that's right.
But she threw a shoe over there.
Right.
What did I tell you? Okay, what we did. You know, Grandma regulated.
That's right. She did.
And I mean, Bill Withers' song "Grandma Hands," man, that bring a tear because all of us had a grandma, man.
Yeah.
That showed us the love we didn't get from our mamas and our daddies.
Of course.
And we're gonna honor grandmas.
Come on.
And if you think your grandma need to be honored, let us know.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna honor. And we're gonna be able to not only do that, but we be able to honor some of the local people in the community.
Yes, sir.
There are business people that have a reputable business and did business in our community with honor and respect.
Come on now.
We want to give them a little something. Let them know we appreciate it.
Nah, I respect that.
And we want to respect the first that ever did this. If this was the first person that was black person on city council, she's still living. If this was the first black detective female, she's still living.
Yes.
We want to take the opportunity to honor the unsung. And we want to do that. We want to find a venue.
Yeah.
And guess who we would want to MC?
Who's that? Oh man, you know that.
My man DeWaun.
That's an honor.
We want you to MC it. We're going to find a venue, and we're going to ask people to call into your show. And if they feel that somebody they know need to be honored for something they did, then we're gonna make out a little thing for them. Because it ain't enough to honor.
Right.
Somebody may call, man, it was my uncle, man. People don't know he was what's his name. Right. We're going to put him on the certificate.
We're going to put him on.
Be there to receive it.
That's right.
And that's it.
Have him show up.
That's it.
I think that's dope. As always, a lot of times people get overlooked. A lot of times people have made the ultimate sacrifice You were talking about those grandmas and grandfathers in the neighborhoods, man, that that played a part but never was awarded.
Never got a honorable mention.
We appreciate, yeah, Doc, we appreciate it. I can name 10, grandmas on our block that was just instrumental in just helping us just grow. Whether they was feeding us, whether they took time to discipline us, whether they called our folks because whatever reason, all those things helped in the shaping and the development of us as young boys coming up.
So, if you're a single man, a brother, and you've been honorable taking care of your children as a single man,
come on now,
we want to honor you. See, we want to take, and this is why I said it's for the unsung heroes.
Come on now.
And this is what we want to do as peacekeepers for Black History Month. We would get with you, Brother DeWaun.
I love it.
Get the venue, and we will put the word out to everybody. It ain't gonna be lavish. Just come and you call in whoever number you want to call, and you feel somebody need to be honored. We're gonna honor them.
Nah, I like that.
That's it. Just oh man, whoever. We're gonna make this a community thing.
I like that.
Who do you think need my mama put a name down and then be willing to tell us why she need to be honored? She put up with us 14 kids. Oh hell no, we gonna get her 2 certificates.
No, you're right.
You see what I'm saying?
No, you're right.
It's a grassroots thing we want to do, not like ever been done before. No politicians, no.
None of that. Oh yeah.
This is street
honor. Yeah, you're right.
This is street honor, man.
That's gonna be received more well than any of that other dressed up stuff.
And it's Black History Month.
Black History.
So we had talked to our crew, get a date. We just need a venue. If your venue here could be utilized, we use that.
You need like it's gonna be a dinner, so you need like a kitchen, maybe.
Well, we're ain't gonna be a dinner. We just gonna have finger food. Just
little table.
Yeah. We ain't gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, get your little something there, cause it's a grassroots ghetto honor your heroes.
No, bro, I'm with that.
Black History Month.
I'm with that.
Chicken wings, bro. Red cups. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I was gonna say I did have so we got this building location downtown. We're supposed to do something for Black History. If y'all want to do it, you can have it, right? And then you just kind of lay out whatever.
Okay, but then listen, we'll talk about it tomorrow. We give it to Sister Linda.
Let's do it.
Coordinate certain, and then we can talk about it and get this thing rolled out real fast so everybody can get prepared. I'm excited about it.
Okay.
I just want to honor the least in our community, man.
I respect
the ones they least we expect to be honored, man.
Listen, man, you heard it first. If you got somebody you want to honor, whether it be an auntie, uncle, maybe somebody down the street that was, help you with your bike back in the day, or just was just a stakeholder that was in the neighborhood that didn't get the love or didn't get the acknowledgement that he deserved. Let's go ahead and get them names up, man.
That's right.
We're gonna have a form ready, and we'll be able to submit that information in, and we're just gonna honor folks. I love the fact just honor all of us for Black History. You ain't got to be, in a major. You ain't have to do a major business, do all this old grandiose things. You just did real work on the ground level, right? We appreciate you.
Yes.
I respect that. We respect you.
Yes.
We appreciate you. We want you to come out, and we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna celebrate, right?
Come on.
Because it's not Black History Month. We celebrate it every day of our lives. So I think so when we'll chop it up, afterwards about the details. But I greatly appreciate the conversation. I appreciate everybody tapping in. You might want to go back through when you sit down at the room later on tonight.
I'm read them.
Yeah, you did tap back in because they want to tap in with you. So we appreciate everybody for tuning into the conversation. We appreciate everybody for supporting the broadcast. I'm trying to get my runouts. Savior Day is February 25th.
That's right.
In Detroit. So we need everybody to show up. We need everybody to be a part of that, man. We're gonna have the Honorable Louis Farrakhan out there speaking, giving the message, as always. Especially with the rest of the brothers, man, or the whole team, right, will be out there and just being out there, man, just loving each other. It's a beautiful bunch of Black people, man, in order, right? And I respect that, I love that, and I learn a lot from it. So everybody who who need the information, please get in contact with Captain Dennis, get in contact with Sister Linda Muhammad.
Right.
You know, get some tickets. I think it was a bus or something.
Yeah, they're going to be working locally on doing something. Yes.
Okay. So they got the bus going, so there ain't no excuses. Got transportation, got tickets. It's always a wonderful time, but it's always a message that's being brought forth. You need to make sure that you listen to it. Black people, we got to do more about our circumstances and then versus letting somebody else do it for us. Let's take this message, this conversation that we just talked about, everything, all the jewels, all the gems that was just dropped. Make sure that we apply that to life.
Yes.
Let's resolve conflict ourselves.
Yes.
We won't need no police. We'll be our own police.
That's
right.
That's right.
So they dropping the link to the NOI in the chat to save the day. So we got that information out. They said dope conversation. People appreciate it. They already naming some folks that they want to honor. So that's dope. I love it, right? Love the energy that we loving on each other. So let's stay activated. Flint, listen, I know we're in a peculiar situation. I know folks, it always look like, we get the short end of the stick. It just always feel like that. But let's have faith. All right, let's be purposeful. Let's move with intent, because it can't rain forever.
That's right.
Everybody, you can't be a doormat, for your life, right?
That's right.
And one day I believe, we're gonna rise up, and then we're gonna look back at these times as these was the building blocks. These was the times that motivate us to get up off our tails, to do something about ourselves. And so I really, believe that, we're going to change the game here in the future. I really believe that we're going to be something more than a water crisis or bad leadership or just friction amongst one another. I do believe that we're going to change the game in all facets, that we're going to have a legions of young people that's coming up, that's going to be proud to come up from these communities, that's going to build these pillars back for these communities, to have these staples here in this community where they all getting along. They're resolving conflict, right? It's going to be a whole new energy, whole new better people out here, right? And we're going to have a hand in it because we constructed it today.
Come on,
so, man, I appreciate, the city. I appreciate where we are. Sometimes it takes us being in challenge. Sometimes just show you who you really are. You got to be sure. I mean, real talk. Sometimes you got to have your back against the wall, because then you have to come out swinging.
That's right.
We better be taking these times and sharpening ourselves, right? Being more educated, learning about the ills that we dealing with, treating each other, right? And then, we're going to come out and have, to be able to tell these stories later on in life, when children are sitting around and we can say what we overcame. Right? So that's the mission, right, man? Captain Dennis, I appreciate everything that you represent, man, and all the information that you always share. I appreciate you providing order for the brothers here in this community, because we need it, right? And that's something that we always hold you in high regards.
Thank you, sir.
Definitely, man. We got to take him out to dinner or something while you're here. You're going to be here to the 12th. So let's make sure that we take you out and do something. You let us know, you and the missus. Thank you for coming too, sister, right? We're the first time meeting you, and I appreciate what you holding them down. Behind every legend, man, it's a phenomenal woman. So giving reverence, right? Giving reverence to everybody who hold it down behind the scene that you might not see. Right? You might see Captain D. It's a team behind them, right? It's the folks that keep this thing going. So we appreciate that. That's what we honor too, man. We're gonna look at that day later on this month, man, to get that going too. So a lot of activity taking place, a lot of work. You got some parting words you want to give them?
Well, let me say this. Thank you for allowing me to be able to be on this podcast, Brother DeWaun.
Oh, sure.
I pray to Allah sincerely, family, that I didn't say nothing to insult no one. If I did, please charge it to my mind, but not my heart. Mm-hmm. I have great reverence and respect for the leadership. Never think I come anti. Mm-hmm. I'm pro-leadership. I'm pro-leadership.
Yeah.
I just know that we all need to sit at the table of accountability and iron out our differences. When we do that, we have drove a stake in the heart of the devil. God wants us successful. And the scriptures say he's going to put us on top in spite of. That's a wonderful God. Even though we got what you call undeserving mercy.
That's right.
It's not even deserving for what we have done.
Come on now.
But he gives us mercy even though it's undeserving. We have done some terrible things, family.
Mm-hmm.
And God is merciful. And he give us another chance to correct yesterday's mistakes.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you, Flint, Michigan. I'm hoping that I would be a part of your community and you accept me, Brother Dennis.
Mm-hmm.
That whatever I can do, I want to train the men. I want to go to the barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't wait for the day that we honor our heroes and heroes. They're not even mentioned.
Come on now.
We're talking about the hood.
Come on now.
Heroes.
That's right.
That ain't never been done. I'm excited about it.
Come on now.
Because any one of you can have your family member part of that.
That's
If
right.
they meant something to you, then surely they meant something to us.
Come on now.
And I think they need to be honored
I
for
do
Black
too.
History Month.
I do too.
May God bless you all. I'm Captain Dennis, and of course, I'm President for Peace.
And Captain gave me this wonderful hat. I'll be rocking it all winter long. Right? You see this? I'm rocking. I'm representing Peacekeeper. Right? Big shout out to everybody that's contributed to great peace here in the city. And you know, I think those are the things, man. When we talk about those is lasting memories. So, and I appreciate Captain Dennis. And
yes, sir.
What you got going on? Everybody saying God bless. Thank you. Right? He's gonna check the thread out once he sit down
to
later
my
on
hotel
tonight.
room.
Yeah.
I get comfortable. I can't. I have insomnia, so I don't sleep. So this will be a good thing for me all night. Some coffee. Oh Lord. Can't lie, be that big about 6 in the morning. I didn't answer all y'all's questions.
No, that's what's up.
Only problem is I can't wake you up to give you the answer. But I'm good.
but he saw it.
Yeah.
He responded, man. Now that mean everything, man. Definitely, you know, we gonna definitely we're gonna kick it during the time you're here to the 12th. So also, if you want to reach out to him, get connected to him, please send it in the chat. Let them know that you're looking to get connected with the Peacekeeper.
You want to have the coffee with me some in the morning?
Exactly.
I'll be honest. I'm tickled to death.
Yes, sir.
You know, everybody's shown me and my wife, man.
That's right.
We got the great Rodney Thomas here. He is charged of our security for the Peacekeepers.
That's right.
He'll be in charge of all the security details from now on. We chose him because he has a very militant propensity about himself.
Yeah, he do.
And he good. What he do?
Yeah, he do.
Good. Well, you know that.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, we and we have and I'm happy to have a brother like that got my back.
That's right.
We're very honored with Brother Rodney Thomas. So I want to get home, brother. My back is held up so far.
We tapping in. Well, we appreciate you all. Make sure you like. If you haven't liked the show, be sure to like it. If you share with your network, maybe some information that you'd like to share, somebody may need to hear. Please subscribe to the channel, Fli-City Blackout. I'm Royale X. It's Captain D, and we signing out. So we do we're kind of out of here.
Yeah, all right.
We got out of here, baby.
We exit out of here.
We exit out of here.
Great show, guys. Great show.
Okay.